Broncos fans, week 1 in the books. Before we dive into today's video, we are presented to you guys by BetQL. Stop losing to Vegas and start beating the books with the great, brilliant folks over at BetQL. Check out the link down below, chatsports.com/BroncosQL. Don't worry about writing all that down. All the information you need to check out BetQL is down in the description. They're going to help advise you guys and give you the best picks every single week, from spreads to over-unders. They've got you covered. Check out BetQL right now using the link down below, and it's in the description as well. Broncos fans, 1-0, you know what that means. Goodbye, sad Septembers. No more 0-3 starts. Vic Fangio turns it around, starting with week 1, not wasting any time to get a win in the first month of the season, knocking off the Giants 27-13. I mean, the first quarter was close, of course, like pretty much every first quarter in the NFL is, but after that, Broncos, especially in the second half, they really took control of this game, scored late before the end of the first half, and then took that momentum with them the rest of the way. Teddy Bridgewater, Von Miller looked excellent in their debut/returns. But before we get too much further into the video, what's your biggest takeaway? Is it Teddy Bridgewater looking like a great QB1 in trade acquisition? Is it Von Miller and his 2 sacks in his first game back after missing all of last season? There's a million different directions you could go. No wrong answer here, but let me know what your biggest takeaway down in the comments is. For me, it's Teddy Bridgewater. First game, first regular season Broncos game, no more preseason fluff. And what does he do? He just balls out, all right? 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. He evaded pressure. He was smart with the football, made good decisions, and then stretched the field. And that was kind of one of his biggest knocks at time, is that he's too much of an underneath kind of guy, doesn't take any chances. Not the case this Sunday for Teddy Bridgewater. He was looking downfield, nearly hooked up with KJ Hamler for a huge touchdown. Just hit Hamler between the numbers and couldn't grab onto it. But Bridgewater for sure the biggest winner in this game. Right behind him, maybe Melvin Gordon. Why? Because he broke off for a huge touchdown run to put this game away. Got north of 100 yards, a touchdown for a guy playing in a contract season. Looking pretty good out there for the former Wisconsin Badger. Now, Javonte Williams, the second-round draft pick. You know he's going to be incorporated into this offense when you're drafted that high. 14 carries for 45 yards. Not too shabby. Pretty solid debut in my opinion. Just looks good with the football in his hands, though. And I think that's definitely one of the biggest takeaways. And he's going to be working in a tandem, so his carries, 14. Pretty good, healthy dose right there for an RB2. Tim Patrick led the team in pretty much everything last year after Courtland Sutton went down. This time, looks pretty good. He came up with some clutch moments, 4 receptions, a touchdown. All in all, Tim Patrick looked really strong to me, especially when he got this wide receiver unit that rejoined with Courtland Sutton after tearing his ACL a season ago. So Patrick, I don't know if he's wide receiver 3 anymore. Maybe on some teams, but for the Broncos, he sure looks like a wide receiver 1 a lot of time. Broncos fans, BetQL is the place to go. Listen, here's the deal. They've got over 350,000 computer models that scan the World Wide Web, finding the best bets for you, all right? Then they rank them from 5 to 1 stars, and that way you are pretty much as close you can be to guaranteeing to coming out ahead, because I'm tired of losing money to my weird second cousin or your odd neighbor down the street. Check them out right now. Use the link down below, chatsports.com/BroncosQL. Then use that promo code ChatBroncos when signing out. You're going to get 25% off their subscription services. Go to the comment section, go to the description. We'll have all the information you need right there. BetQL, beat the sportsbook by checking them out right here on the Broncos Breakdown. Looking ahead here, maybe some enticing bets. We'll get the line soon enough, but Broncos, Jaguars, that's week 2 down in Florida. Who you got? Let me know in the comments. We won't get the scores just yet. We'll pump the brakes on that because we got too much fun stuff to talk about when it comes to a 27-13 win over the G-Men. But great way to beat the books right there. Maybe take the Broncos. Check BetQL out right now. Chatsports.com/BroncosQL. Now we've got some unfortunate news. All right, every time there's rain, every time there's a rainbow, there's a rain somewhere around it. That's how the saying goes. Jerry Jeudy 6 receptions, 72 yards, but the big story, suffered an ankle injury in that win for the Broncos, and you can just tell the enthusiasm has come out of me because he looked pretty shaken up. He got up, went down again, and then ended up getting carted off the field. The early diagnosis is that's a high ankle sprain, promising because it looked like it could be much worse for a moment, but that's still not good. Tough to give you a timetable of when he's going to come back, so keep an eye on that. But that's tough right there for Jeudy getting carted off with an ankle sprain. So look at the depth chart here. The Broncos, fortunately, are pretty loaded at wide receiver, so it's not going to be a huge hindrance to the offense. You still have Courtland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and KJ Hamler, who are all very good wide receivers, probably on other teams higher up on the depth chart. So Denver pretty loaded at the wide receiver spot, so not panicking, but come on, week 1 you lose Jeudy. That just flat out sucks. In some positive news, Von Miller back in action. 2 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Von sure looked like Von we know he is. I mean, what better way to get back in action after missing all of 2020 with 2 sacks in your first game back? So Von Miller was just flying all across the backfield, just creating havoc for that Giants offensive line, which looked like they were drowning at times. So grade the Broncos defense for me after week 1. You're going A, B, C, D, or F. I think I'm at that A-, B+ range. I mean, you held basically the Giants to 7 points. They scored a touchdown with no time left, a Daniel Jones 4-yard run. But the wide receivers for the Giants, they were able to move the ball up and down the field. New York really got in their way a lot, actually. They helped the Broncos defense out a ton. Sterling Shepard went over 100 yards. Galladay and Slayton. Slayton had that big catch in that first quarter, and it looked like that would set them up to score. That was not the case, though. So the Broncos secondary, which is really promising, just kind of got outplayed at times, but still you come out a win. What does it matter? We'll work on that another day. But let me know, grade that defense in the comments. All right, folks, BetQL. We talked about them before. They're the best way you can beat the sports books. Here's the deal. They've got more great stuff with you over at MGM, all right? Free BetQL subscription. When you deposit $10, you bet that $10. You're going to wait another week, and they're going to hit you up with a free subscription over at BetMGM. Checking my notes here right now. They've got such great offers for you guys, all right? So check out chatsports.com/BroncosGM, all right? Different than QL, Broncos GM. Side thing here, Broncos MGM, excuse me. Chatsports.com/BroncosMGM. We've got great stuff for you. Use the link in the comments in the description, and we're going to set you guys up so you can start making some cash this Sunday, for every Sunday. When you win 27-13 in week 1, you get to overreact a little bit, all right? Maybe some is a little more than others, but here's my little sound off here, right? Teddy Bridgewater, I was a little bit of a doubter, okay? A hand up. I thought Drew Lock was going to win the job riding off that second-round pick just 2 years ago, but thank goodness they went with Bridgewater after seeing how he played in week 1. He was just, dynamite. You can fill in the adjective as you see fit, because Teddy Bridgewater was moving the ball up and down the field. He was spreading the offense, stretching the field, checking every box. He was pretty much playing a perfect game out there. So Teddy Bridgewater, definitely one of the biggest winners for me in that week 1 final. Defensively, you go on the road and you hold a team to 13 points, you got to be happy about that. So a lot of positives coming out of this one. And also, if you win week 1 on the road, it kind of feels like 2 wins because you pick up a road win, which you never expect to do too many of, and you do it in week 1 when maybe you come out flat. Not the case. Big win for Denver. So what better way to celebrate this Broncos victory than going ahead and subscribing right now to the Broncos channel. Make that red button down below, a gray one. Subscribe. So you know what? Every time the Broncos win, you've got a happy and uplifting video coming your way. We'll give you all the Broncos news and rumors, everything to keep you up to date throughout the entire 2021 NFL regular season.